I have a riddle for you. A heater was killed. It was what killed it. Don't know, but this dent sure does tell me something. Let's see. We're in luck today because this heater just died. And we get to take it apart. The heater was killed. It was what killed it. That's not working. Let's try this one. Have you noticed the set has gotten bigger? It's because this heater is so damn big. I had to lift the camera's arm higher off the desk. Quite interesting how the camera is held above its current position. It's on a tripod, believe it or not. I'm using the tripod in a very unconventional way. It's not sitting on the floor. It's being used as like a lever. It has a fulcrum, and it hangs off the edge. The phone does. The camera phone. The camera is a phone. A Motorola $35 phone. Don't worry. It does suck. It's a horrible phone. But it does get the job done, you know. If you really absolutely need to, it gets the job done. I can move this camera, which is great, without it completely falling apart. That being said, I need to move it. Okay, perfect angle. Right there. Oh, Jesus. We can use this pretty screwdriver again. That screws completely out. This one is completely out. This one is completely out. I can't feel this one, it must be out. This one's not started. Wow, that's a tough screw. Okay. Albeit me to record undoing screws. Not exactly the most exciting thing in the world to see. But it's here because it's easy to just hit the record button and let the phone do its thing and throw it into the video processor and let it wear away. You know, there's enough work in just managing the little bit of space that I have on this phone just to get the video processor to compile the video. It's constantly telling me disk is full, and it tells me the wrong disk is full at that. I'm gonna pop that dent back out. That's good. Okay. I do note this is not plugged in. Let's dump all the screws we can out of that. Okay, there we go. Looks like I've left a screw. It's one of those screws that I couldn't quite tell if I had... Oh, no, this one's pretty obvious. I didn't get it. Yeah, you know, when you find a good screwdriver, just stick with it. You know, no, just because it's pretty doesn't mean it works. I mean, this is pretty. I mean, this works. This can be expected. It works quite well. It goes to 400 degrees and it stays there. It works very well. Wow, there's many screws just left in here. Voila. Take two. We're at 6 minutes for those of you wondering. Right. More screws. It always helps not to force things open, because when you try to force them open, they will break. They will always break, every time. And if you don't want it broken, don't force it open. That's what my grandma always said. Don't want to squish that project. Alright, here we go. Just like that. And money shot. Well, that's kind of disappointing. Doesn't look like anything. Good thing I have these. There's a clip in here. It's holding the power cord in. Getting these out is always a pain in the butt. Just broken. So we could just tear it up, you know, cut it off. Let's do that. Clip, clip, clip. Perfect. Let's take the shroud off. Dusty shroud. It clips in, I imagine. Let's get the flathead out. Put it on this. There's screws in the face. We have to take the shroud out first, and it is bent in. It is bent, clipped, bent. It's bent. Good cheap construction. If you can get it for $1 less, then get it, my grandma always said. And sell it for 80% markup. Yep. God rest her soul. I wish I had viewer questions to answer while I did this. Hashtag Twitter feed. Hashtag Twitter. Hashtag Ask Me Anything. AMA. Okay. If you ever needed to know how to open this to fix it, well, here you go. Opens like a pro. How to open a Sunbeam heater to not fix it. Quartzy. Ooh, they feel scary. Here is a thermostat. It goes all clicky. Here is the other thermostat. Oh, look, it's the weight. It's the tip over weight. It's in case the heater tips over. It will cut the current. Interesting. I wonder if that was working properly. Let's give it a test. Oh yes, it works perfect. It doesn't miss a beat. Okay. So that wasn't the problem. We will check our quartz tubes. Let's check those real quick because we can access them from here. They should have a certain resistance. Of course, if they don't show any resistance, then they are broken. If we do see resistance, then they are in working order. And that is that we have made a severe mistake pulling this apart. This one works. This one works. Oh boy. We have made a mistake. I mean, it didn't work, so... Has a resistance of 10 ohms over here. The other one has a resistance of... nothing. There we go. Of 10 ohms. Excuse me for a minute. Well, that would not be the reason that it doesn't work. let's get this open, shall we? Because we have this to test. This is the emergency cutoff. Alright. Fan and fang shading. The fan and fan shroud. Okay, let's test this. Dead. Deader than a freaking doornail. And I know exactly what's dead. It's this component right here. This bad boy. This is a cylinder that contains wax. Oh, I just ate my hat. Okay. Wait. Hold on, I don't understand. Yeah, flip it over. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer to this. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. Nice. So there's two thermostatic fuses. There's this one that uses a bimetallic strip, and yeah, just a bimetallic strip, and I think a compliant structure. But this is working. Then there is this one that has the wax in it, and the little pieces that make up the rest of the switch, and it is dead. It does not work. There is no continuity between it and the rest. Now, we could always take this out and put a piece of wire between that, and problem solved. We put the heater back together, but that is incredibly dangerous. So we will not be doing that. Okay, so check it out. I've turned this thing on as long as it'll get. These two wires are where the power goes in. If this thing is in working order, we should get continuity from this wire to this wire. And we hear nothing. Nothing. Okay. See how this wire, it goes to this high temperature fuse. Okay. If I just go right after that, we get continuity. You hear the beep. Beep. Hey, and it's 10 ohms. Oh. The thing that I was using to counter that weight at the top that keeps it from fell out. So here's the plan. I'm going to take some solder and I'm going to bridge it from right there just to right there. And it doesn't matter if the solder melts because that's fine. I don't think it would melt unless it got too hot. So we're going to try that. And it might not be such a safety bypass because if this thing ever does get burningly hot, it will melt off of there. And it will put itself back safe. It's a lot better than cutting anything off and redoing anything because anything I cut off of here it's just going to make this device more dangerous. Because this is another safety device. This is a different kind of thermal switch right here, thermal breaker. Because the main thermostat is up at the top, right here. That's the real thermostat. This is just a power switch over here, and a power indicator. This is the weight that detects if it falls over. See how I have this stuffed in there? So, okay, yeah. Alright, you know, check this out. Where is the meter? Let's put the meter and show you how these switches work. So you hear it beeping, going off, doing a hoot and a holler. Okay. Damn it, I can get it to stay. Perfect. I'm gonna warm it up. Damn it. Did you hear it click off? Now we'll hear it click back on. It'll take a minute. Did you hear it click? Hope you did. Okay, let's warm the soldering iron up, find the solder, and then get this over with. So we can put this back together and put it back in use. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Tis wonderful. It needs a solder. Okay, soldering Joe. Do your magic. Do your magic, soldering Joe. Okay. I do my magic now. I hope the solder takes. Solder. Solder. We do not pronounce the L in our solder. We just say solder. I do not say solder. It's weird. Say solder. See, would you like to solder my button? Would you like to solder my button? I will not use too much solder. I will just put the wire right there. Yes, we're going to put a thin ass wire. No, we don't want that to heat up too much. How about some solder wire? Some wire. Solder. Using the core of another wire as a bridge. A solder bridge. Jorgen solder bridge. For when you don't have scissors to cut your wire, all you have to do is put it on a sharp angle and then twist, twist, turn to twist. Very nice. Get your magic pliers out and there we go. joink, joink. It's like a soldering knife in there. I do not think we're going to be able to make a solder bridge. It's just going to be some thin pieces of wire. Yeah. It's actually a lot nicer than I thought it would be. It's pretty perfect. Nice. Here it is, working again, just like new. To help with some assorted wire nuts, I put it all back together, and amazingly lost no screws. I thought I was going to at least have lost 2 screws, and that would have been an accomplishment. Hopefully, if this heater gets too hot, that wire will just slide off of its solder blobs and keep from catching the house on fire. Anyway, thanks for watching.